Next, you're gonna start with your marker lights, the ones that sit up on top, down. Marker lights properly colored, properly mounted, no crack, no broken, no missing pieces. Windshield. Windshield's clean, not cracked, not broken, properly mounted. Slide down to your hood. Your hood's not broken, securely fastened with these straps right here. If you don't know how to take the straps off, let me know, I'll show you. Good, not broken, not cracked, no missing pieces. Then you go to your turn signals. Turn signals properly mounted, correct color, lens aren't broken, no missing pieces, securely mounted. Slide down to your grill. Your grill is not missing any pieces, securely mounted, not cracked, not broken. You see how I'm doing this? Not cracked, not broken. Basically the same thing all the way through. Next, you slide down to your bumper. Your bumper, securely mounted to the frame. Frame slides right here in case you don't know. Your bolts are securely mounted. No fresh shines, metal shavings, which indicates a sheared bolt or it's loose. No rust trails. Rust trails indicate that a bolt is loose. No illegal welds on the bumper, properly mounted, secured. License plate. License plate's free debris, securely mounted, clear, and in proper registration. So we went top, down, right? Next thing you do is you can ask the instructor when you get out there. Remember, you control the test, dude. Like, you control everything. The instructor's on. Oh, never mind. Never mind, it's good. Alright, so just slide over. Ooh, okay. When you guys are doing this, shit, I forgot. You do your headlights as well. So headlights securely mounted, not cracked, not broken, clear. Turn signals, proper color, securely mounted, correct color as well. Not cracked, not broken.
These are both turn signals? This one?
These are your four ways.
Four ways,
okay.
Turn
signals. Sorry.
You're good.
When you guys go to open the hood, make sure you have 3 points of contact. So, put on bumper, grab, and pull. I can't reach. Alright, so, over here, again, top, down, left, right. You get into your own method. If you want to do right, left, you can do whatever you want. Sunshine, you're the fucking shit. Go ahead.
But this is the truck we're going to be using,
This
right?
is the exact truck you're going to be using.
Okay.
Alright, so you go over first. What I do is I check my electrical connections. No wires are frayed. All properly mounted, securely, good, no missing hardware. And then I'll start my left to the right. So, you got your coolant reservoir. If you don't know where your coolant reservoir mounts, follow your hoses. Hoses will tell you everything. So, all the top side of the radiator over there, one should run down to the head. Coolant reservoir, not cracked, not broken, no leaky fluids, securely mounted. We'll give it a wiggle. Next, you follow your lines. You look at your clamps. Clamp securely mounted, hoses securely mounted, no improper bends, not cracked, not broken, no leaks. If they ask you what's going to be a sign of a bad clamp, leaks fluids, you'll see streak signs. This is your power steering reservoir. Power steering is properly mounted. If the power steering reservoir is properly mounted, no missing pieces. If they want you to get technical, lift the lid up, say it's proper level, and the seals are in good condition. Next, this is your dipstick. This is your oil filter, or where you put, sorry, not your oil filter, your oil fill. So right here, seals in good condition, in case you need to know. So check that dipstick. You'll pull the dipstick out if they want you to. You can always ask him. Said you needed me to check the oil level. You'll pull the oil level out, check it, say it's in good proper mounting or good operating condition. Good operating condition. Damn, can't get that out. All right. Then if you need to, you can go over your radiator, check your radiator, say no leaky fluids, which you'd been underneath your frame first, so indication's good. Right here, this is your air compressor. Air compressor is properly mounted, no leaks. Check the elbows. The lines are good, not leaking, properly mounted, secured to the air box. Down here, in case you guys mess up on the test and you don't remember, like I said, follow your lines. Your lines will tell you everything. They're not going to make you touch everything. Your power steering pump's actually sitting back here. So you go right behind the air compressor, go back to the power steering pump. It actually sits right back there. You can follow this line right here, runs on the back side. You're good to go. This one also follows to it too. So top, down, left, right. Then I'll slide over here to your windshield washer fluids. When you guys get ready to do your in-cab test and you actually show the windshield washers, you're going to mention here, windshield washer fluid is full, it's in good operating condition. You're also going to mention it when you get inside the cab as well. So one thing that we learned is when we get into the cab, yes, you check your windshield wipers out here, but you're also going to make sure you double mention them when you get inside the cab. So when you kick your windshield wipers on and you check your fluids, You're gonna say fluids are in good operating condition or proper operating level. Windshield wipers are securely mounted. No rubber is hanging off of it. They're working properly. You have to say that when you're in the cab. You can say it out here, but they're not gonna really give you points for it until you get into the cab because it's part of the in cab. All right, so we did the windshield washer fluid. Come down, your steering, part of your steering linkage, it runs down into the gearbox. So you can grab onto the gearbox, check it, gearbox is good to go. Or the steering linkage is pretty good. Your knuckles, which are basically your U-joints, they're good and tight. What I do is I wouldn't wiggle it too much because if you wiggle it, you can see it's a little loose, so just fake it. Fake it till you make it. Yeah, so if you want, you can go like this, but act like you're shaking it, but don't really try to shake it. Then you slide down to your gearbox. Your gearbox is securely mounted, no missing hardware, securely mounted to the frame, no leaks. They might ask you, what is a gearbox gonna leave? Anybody know?
What was the question?
What's a gearbox gonna leak? Power steering fluid.
Power steering fluid.
There you go. Runs out to your power steering pump, right? Okay. So, securely mounted to the frame, no bolts are loose, all nuts are tight, no fresh signs of metal shavings which would indicate a strip bolt or a loose nut. Look at your frame. Frame's part of it too, so no illegal welds, no improper cracks. Everything is securely mounted, frame is in good condition. Actually, you can go down to your pitman arm. You can say steering linkage, but sometimes they're gonna want you to get in depth with it. This is your pitman arm. So pitman arm sits right here, mounted with a nut and a bolt, securely mounted, no fresh signs of metal shavings, securely mounted to the gearbox, is good to go. Next, you have your drag link. Your drag link runs to the bottom side back here. This is one thing you guys need to know. When you're saying your drag link is properly connected, it is connected with a castle nut and a cotter pin. There's gonna be 4 cotter pins, 4 castle nuts. So, you can't see right here.
Say that one more time. Cattle or castle?
Castle. It looks like a castle.
Castle.
So it's a castle nut, securely mounted with a cotter pin. Drag links not bent, not broken, not illegal crack, no illegal welds. Come down here, you can check. The back side of the drag link is also connected with the cotter pin and a castle nut, securely mounted. It's not loose. Down here is your tie bar. Can't reach. The tie rod right here. So this is your castle nut. Again, this is your 3rd castle nut, securely mounted with the cotter pin. Your your tie rod, no cracks, not bent, no illegal welds, properly mounted. Then you slide over to your shock absorber. Your shock absorber is mounted to your frame. No loose bolts, securely mounted, not leaking. If it was leaking, it'd be leaking hydraulic fluid. Then you go down here to your leaf springs. I call them shackles, everybody calls them whatever you want, but it's still gonna be part of them. These are your leaf spring shackles. Basically, they hang down. Shut up, Siri. So, securely mounted to the frame, no loose bolts, no fresh signs of metal shavings, which would indicate what?
Strip bolt.
Strip bolt, good shit, Aaron. All right, next you come down to your leaf springs. Your leaf springs are properly mounted with these U-bolts right here. If you can't see what I'm pointing at, these are your U-bolts. They look like a U. Securely mounted, and there's 4 nuts that go on the bottom of these. These are tight, no fresh metal shavings, signs are good, and if you want to slide on there, you can. So, leaf springs securely mounted. They won't ask you about your bump stop. You'll be good on your bump stop. All right, this is your air hose. Your air hose runs into your brake chamber. Securely mounted, no signs of leaks, no cracks, no illegal bends. So, hose is up here, no cracks, no bends, no leaky fluid, right? Mm-hmm. Same thing down here. No bends, no cracks, securely mounted. Then you go to your brake chamber. Brake chamber, securely mounted. No dents, no signs of leaks. Looks good, no signs of no illegal welds. Right here, anybody know what this is? The slack adjuster. Mm-hmm. Okay, so your slack adjuster, if you can't do it, all you gotta do is you pull it out like that. So pull it away from the truck. Pull it away from the truck, no more than 1 inch of play on it. All right, secured with a push rod. Push rod has a cotter pin, so it looks like it's in good condition. All right, one thing you need to do is when you're on this side of the truck and you're talking to the instructor, they will take off points if you do not ask this question. So look at the instructor, say, I would check the opposite side the same way as I did on this side once you get finished with everything, except a couple differences over there. So there's got your alternator over there, and there's one other thing over there. I can't remember. Oh, the water pump. So
check those.
So we'll go ahead and check them, but I'm gonna finish this wheel. So yeah, I mean, you've already went over on this side, so just tell them you check the engine and all the components over there the same way. All right. Then you slide over here to the brakes. Brake drums you can't see because there's got a little dust protector on the inside of them. No more than less than a 1/4 inch of brake pads on them. It's got less than a 1/4 inch of brake pads. no good. Free debris, free grease. Free debris, free grease, no cracks. You guys have to say that. No less than a 1/4 inch of pad, good to go. Brake drums themselves, brake drums, free debris, free grease, no signs of cracks, properly mounted. Then you go to your tires. The tires, right here. You remember what the tread like? I think it's 230 seconds.
Isn't it front is 430
Front's 430
seconds,
seconds,
back
your rears are
is
230 seconds. Has to be a virgin tire, cannot be a rethread. No signs of slashes, no bulges, properly aired up 95 to 105. Then you slide down and you check your bead. Your bead is what runs around on the outside of your tire. Properly mounted, sealed. There would be signs of leaks. You can hear air or possibly bubbles if there's moisture. Then you slide down into your lug nuts. Your lug nuts are right here. Actually, sorry, these are your lug nuts. My bad. This is your wheel. This is your wheel connectors. Lug nuts, securely mounted. No fresh shines, metal shavings, no rust trails. Rust trails will be sliding down here, which indicate a loose nut. You slide down to your hub seal. Your hub seal, proper operating level, securely mounted to the hub, no problems. Man, that shit's good. That shit's hella good. All right, then you slide down your valve stem. Valve stem securely mounted down here. No signs of leaks. Basically no signs of leaks. Properly mounted. You're good to go. All right, we'll slide to the other side. All right, alternator. Alternator. It's your alternator. Check the wires because you got a positive and a negative on it. Securely mounted. No signs of frays on the alternator. The belt should not have anything more than 3/4 inch of play. So it's your alternator. The belt wraps around it right here. Everybody see that? All right, good to go. Water pump securely mounted on the front. Other than that, that's when you tell them right here. It's like, you know, everything that was checked on the other side would be checked here. Do you want me to check this the exact same way as I other did? No. All right, cool. Thank you, lady. You're awesome. And you can shut the hood or leave it open, whichever one you want. After this, you're gonna want to slide down this side because this is where your gas tank is. Your gas tank, you have to stay securely mounted with the rubber straps. Securely mounted with the rubber straps. There's a wing nut that sits down here. Most of the time there's a wing nut, but the bolt that holds the rubber straps down to the nut, securely mounted. No fresh metal savings, securely mounted, and it's good and tight. Steps. Steps are securely mounted right here. Free of debris. Securely mounted and free of debris. You have to say free of debris, no matter what. Same thing up here. Steps to get in, securely mounted, free of debris. Then when you're sliding over here, you can work your way back up. Whichever one you guys want. You can go to your mirrors. Mirrors are securely mounted to the truck. No missing bolts. No illegal cracks in the mirrors. Securely mounted and good working condition. Doors. Doors are working properly. You can check your hinges. Hinges right here. When you open the door, somebody got the key?
I do right here.
All right, if you want to open the other side, we'll go over that too. But other than that, you're fine on this one. You check your hinges. And then there's a door seal that runs all the way around that stops air from getting in and moisture from getting in. When you open the door, you're going to point at the seal that goes around on the inside of the door. Basically say the seal is in good working condition. It's not cracked, not broken.
You have to check both doors.
You don't. You only check one side, and then that's when you ask the instructor if
Get your mascot.
you want them. All right.
Mascot guys.
So, in case you guys don't know, we have the 3 triangles. You have to say this. You have to say the 3 triangles, the spare fuses, they're all in here. Ronnie, Angel, and I put them all in here, and the fire extinguisher. Those 3 things will fail you on the test if you do not say that. Fire extinguisher, yep. Spare fuses, and 3 triangles. 3 triangles. You can't say the triangles. You have to say 3 triangles.
Do you have to open up and show them where they're at?
No, you don't.
Okay.
You don't have to.
Just got to say it.
You just gotta say it.
Okay.
Alright, so this is the door seal that I was talking about. Right here. This right here, you're gonna check and tell them that it's all in good working proper condition. Again, the steps, free of debris, properly mounted, secured, good working condition. They're not gonna really ask you to check your battery because your truck won't work if your battery doesn't. But if you forget on the test, ask them, say, battery cable securely mounted, good working condition. Alright. You don't need to worry about anything on here. This is not part of it. I'm actually going to slide down, and you need me to actually get under the truck and show you this. You want to videotape this? All right, never mind that.
You're shorty. You can do it.
All right. So you slide down here and check your dry shaft.
Thank you, Jake.
Yep, no problem. Dry shaft right here. You got a U-joint here, U-joint there, and a U-joint back there. basically what you do is you get under here, grab the drive shaft, shift it up and down, and make sure there's no wiggles in it. You say no illegal welds, no signs of the U-joints are good working condition, free debris. Then you check your exhaust. Your exhaust is properly mounted, no holes, which would be a sign of indication of soot signs. You're good to go, properly mounted, no illegal welds, no rust trails. Then you slide back to your rear axle. Your rear axle back here, I know on the piece of paper it says a shock absorber. There is no shock absorber on this truck. All it is leaf springs. So, like the front, you still have a brake chamber that sits right here that allows your air brakes to go. Air brakes, free debris, not dented, not broken, securely mounted. You check your lines back here, securely mounted, no signs of leakage, good to go. Basically, same thing you would do on all your hoses that you did up here. Leaf spring shackle, the same thing as the front is going to be the same thing in the rear. You have a leaf spring shackle. Your shackle is securely mounted with the bolts, no signs of fresh metal savings, properly mounted and secured. Leaf springs, no cracks, not broken, securely mounted down with the U-bolts. U-bolts that sit right on the back side of the axle are properly mounted with the forward nuts. Nuts are securely mounted, no legal, no signs of metal shavings, no rust trails, securely mounted.
Hey, what's the shackle again?
This is your shackle. Leaf spring shackle. So
Do these brake chambers have slides?
It's not the same.
these ones, no, you won't have to adjust anything on these
It's
ones.
not the same as the leaf spring.
You want to check the slack?
You can't really get back here and check. You can get back here, but you're not going to be able to check them. There's no way.
Alright, good. I just want to make sure.
What's the difference between the shackle?
Leaf spring is what actually does most of the shock absorptions. The shackle is what you actually mount the leaf springs to. Alright. And you slide back. I got you, brother. Good. Then you check your tires. Your tires. Tires in the back can be 2 30-second tread. 2 30 seconds in the rear, 4 30 seconds in the front. Evenly spaced. You gotta say evenly spaced. Then you would do the same thing. No scrapes, no scratches, no bolts, no cuts. Slide down. Hub seal's properly mounted. This one's not good. Do not say the hub seal levels are not proper operating condition. Cannot see it. Hub seal's properly mounted. The lug nuts that hold it in, good and secured. Not loose, no fresh metal shavings, no signs of rust trails. Then you work your way to the back. Shut up, lady. So then you go to your mud flaps. Mud flaps are not broken, not dragging on the ground. Fucking Siri. Bolts are properly mounted, not loose. Securely mounted. Other than that, you're good to go. Then you slide back. Alright, so then you got your DOT lights, evenly spaced and properly colored. These are your DOT lights. Then you got your reverse lights, properly colored, securely mounted, not cracked, not broken. Good to go on these ones. And then you have your regular lights. Your lights are proper color, no missing pieces. Lenses are clear and free of debris, not cracked and securely mounted. Then when you get back here, make sure, if you're not sure, just cover it anyway. So, steps are securely mounted. You don't have to cover these. These you do not have to cover. You can ask them, like, do you need me to cover the steps? And you say, no, all right, cool. If you do, securely mounted, free debris, same thing you did up there. One thing you're gonna want to do is if you get the whole truck, check your connection that goes into your cables. This is your brake. Make sure you tell them, we do not have air brakes, we have an electric brakes on our trailer. So, tell them that. So then you ask them, say, hey, do you need me to pull the pin out? What I would do is if not, I'd pull the plug out and check all the pins, make sure there's nothing missing. All right, then, same thing that you do with everything else. Securely mounted, bolts are not loose, nuts are tight, securely mounted to the frame. Go to the back side of the frame where it connects it to the actual trailer pin, or the trailer. No crack, not broken, no illegal welds. Where it comes down to mounted to the D-rings, these 3 bolts right here, securely mounted to the frame, not loose, not broken, no rust signs of rust trails. The D-rings themselves push through the D-ring, securely mounted with a cotter pin, not broken, not cracked, no illegal bends. It's not really gonna matter on that one, but you get the repetition. If you keep your repetition, you're gonna get it. The hooks themselves that actually go into the D-rings, they're secured with this pin right here down into the chain links. This is good, not broken, not cracked, not damaged, good to go. All these links right here, make sure you take your finger and you run them down. So I would check all these links individually. If you're not sure, tell them that this mount right here is properly mounted to the frame on the trailer, secured, not broken, not cracked, not damaged, you're good to go. All the links on this one is good to go as well. Then you slide over here to the mount where it's actually got your pintle hook. Your pintle hook securely mounted with these bolts right here. I think there's 5 of them. Securely mounted to the frame. Not loose, not damaged, not broken. No signs of rust trails, which would indicate that it's loose. You guys look right here. There's actually a little bit of rust trail. They're gonna ask you about that. That means they're not loose. What happened is the rust is coming from the top side of the bolt right there, so there's nothing getting behind it. If they ask. Pintle hook's good to go. It's not illegally welded, not cracked, not broken. You got your pin right here. That's a safety pin that will mount through. Pull this up and it'll release it. So, safety pin. This is your release. They're not going to ask you to pull that off, but make sure you point it out. Then you go into your donut ring. Your donut ring. Not broken, not cracked, no illegal welds. It is mounted in with these bolts right here. You got 2 bolts that go to the back side along with these nuts. Nuts are securely mounted, not cracked, not broken, not loose, no signs of rust trails or fresh metal savings, which would indicate a loose nut. You go down to the bolt or top side of the head, which is like I call it the main frame, but it's not a problem. You can just say top side of the frame. Frame's not cracked, not broken, not damaged, securely mounted, no illegal welds. Right here, this is your emergency brake. Runs into your battery box. Emergency brake, followed by this cable that sits up right here. It's securely mounted. Securely mounted. All wires. So take your fingers and run them down the wires. All the wires on this emergency brake are properly sealed, not cracked, not damaged, nor frayed, which would indicate a bad ground or a bad connection. Then you look at your battery box. Your battery box, properly mounted. We actually got these welded for you guys, so you're welcome. Securely mounted to the frame. Other than that, that's all you gotta say. Securely mounted to the frame and no frayed wires. Then what I did is when I did this, I just followed the wire. So check the plug is good to go, follow the wire down. I checked the wire, make sure there's no frays, no cuts, no damage to the wire. You're gonna run your finger all the way down. While you're doing that, so I'm also gonna check the frame. I checked this too. These are just the mounts that hold the wire in. You can say this because I froze and forgot. Basically just said everything on this part of the trailer. Securely mounted, not missing any pieces. These basically just hold the wire so they don't drag on the ground. So just follow the frame down. Wire's in good condition. You're not gonna take off for this. These chains don't really matter because you can adjust and lock it wherever you need to. All right, next thing is, fuck, why I just go brain dead? Forget what this is called. Just have brain fart.
Stable post or?
No, it's there's an extra name for it. You got your paper.
I got it right here.
Man, I just went brain dead. I even said it on the test too. But basically, when you tell them that there's no illegal welds, it's properly mounted. It should be on the back page on that one. I can't remember them. But you gotta say it. Landing gear. Landing gear. That's the name of it. Landing gear. Landing gear. It's in the full upright position. You pull this pin out and the landing gear will drop down. Make sure you say it's clean and clear and free to breathe, not cracked, not broken, not damaged. Normally these handles have a resting spot. Ours do not have a resting spot. So if you don't remember that, they're not gonna take off for it. But you just say there's no special resting spot for our handle. Good to go. Not broken, not damaged, clear, free to breathe. What I did is I covered this. This is our trailer, basically a trailer VIN. So if they need to know the registration on the trailer, just say, hey, that's our registration VIN. Bulkhead. Bulkhead up here. Not broken, not damaged, no missing pieces, securely mounted. This right here is what actually holds the trailer on there. So you slide it, you put your chains on there. They're not going to ask you that. They're going to say there's no relevancy to the actual trailer themselves. The chains are stored inside the trailer. This will not move. So you're good to go. Don't worry about that. All right. Then markers. The reflector lights, securely mounted, proper color, no cracks, not broken, no missing pieces. Good to go on this one. By the way, when you guys are doing your test, you gotta nail it inside the box. Little cheat for you guys. Line these up with the line that's gonna be right back here. So if you're in the back seat, you look back and you see these, and they look like they're sitting dead center over the back line where you have to have your trailer sitting in, because you have to have the back side of your trailer land in within 3 feet of when you're gonna dock it. You guys know that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you line up and you're driving, look there. Line these up so they look like they're literally sitting on top of the yellow and you're dead center of the box. I promise you.
Look at the back too.
You can do that too, but this is the marker that I used and I never had a problem with it. You can look at the back wheel too. If you put your back wheel, it looks like you're on the yellow line, you're hitting the back cone.
Yeah.
So what I did is I just used this as a reference, got it set. Just make sure you look at that, and it should be sitting basically on top of the yellow, and you'll nail it every time. I promise you got it. All right, sliding down the trailer. The frame rail up here, securely mounted, not cracked, not broken. You don't really need to cover it, but if you forget, you say it. Clean and free debris in the trailer. Sorry, the Gatorade bottle. Defenders, securely mounted, not cracked, not broken, no illegal welds. And you slide down to the tires. What is it? 230 seconds on the tires. Properly aired up. These ones are actually like 77, but you can still say 95 to 105 because that's what it calls for. Evenly spaced. You check the brakes the same way you do on the front. Pads no less than 1/4 inch, not cracked, not broken, free and clear debris, no grease. Lug nuts are securely mounted, nice and tight. No rust trails, no fresh signs of metal shavings, which indicate that the nut is loose. Hub is sealed properly. Next thing you have are on this one, you have your leaf springs. Same thing as you do on your front, you have leaf springs. There's actually a dual shackle, it's got a pivot in the middle. Leaf springs are securely mounted, not cracked, not broken, not damaged. Then you come down here to your main middle frame where it actually pivots. And you can say that this is securely mounted with this bolt right here. The weld on the frame itself is not cracked, not damaged, not broken, securely mounted to the frame. Then basically you look at them and say, do you need me to check the back tire? And they'll say no. You say, okay, so what I would do is I would check the rear tire, the same as I do on the front, and also the other side. So, do you want me to check the other side? They'll be like, no, you're good to go. All right, cool. Then you slide to the rear. You can say the reflectors again if you forget. If you forget, cover everything. Cover everything, like literally cover everything if you forget. So what I did is I covered the lights. Lights are proper color, properly mounted, not cracked, not damaged. These right here are your DOT reflectors. Evenly spaced, proper colored, not cracked, not damaged, no missing pieces. Tailgate secure. You got your hooks that come in right here. Keep it actually closed. Follow down on your links. Your links are securely mounted, not cracked, not damaged, not broken. Securely mounted to the back side of the trailer, both sides. So you check one side, so I do the same thing on the other side. They'll ask you about this. Registration, clean and clear, free debris, and it's properly mounted and properly licensed. If they ask you, these are the chains that actually hold the back side of the pole. You'll wrap them around and tighten them down, but these are gonna be in the trailer. So if they don't ask you, don't cover it. This gauge actually lifts up so you can move it. It's gonna bump up a little bit, but you don't have to cover it. Other than that, that's your truck trailer walk around. You guys need me to do the air brake test as well?
Yes, dude.
Okay.